Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're making curry chicken and it's a voiceover because I was busy jamming to whatever song that was in the background and copyright. So first thing I'm going to do is wash my chicken. There's a lot of debate about washing meat on the internet, but with Caribbean people, we don't literally mean wash. When we say wash, we're referring to the entire cleaning process. So we cut off extra cartilage, extra fat. We pluck or burn off any of the feathers, and then we soak it in a bath of water, vinegar, and lime or lemon, which is essentially a brine. And oddly enough, chefs widely say that brining is an appropriate and amazing way to prepare meat. But when it's the white version, when it's the white people saying it, it's okay. But when we say we wash our meat, all of a sudden everybody says no, it's inappropriate. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. We just use a different term for it. You don't have to take it literally, but yeah. So the brine basically takes off the slime, the dirt, and it tenderizes the meat, allows it to absorb flavor more. It also gets rid of what we call the fresh chicken smell. Like we want it to smell like the seasonings that we so lovingly prepare it with, not like the grocery store packaging. So now that I've got my meat washed, it's time to season. And I like to season my curry chicken with salt, a little bit of salt sprinkled over evenly, some black pepper. I also use a chicken bouillon cube, which I just crush up. I add garlic powder, onion powder. I also add pimento seeds, a little handful of pimento seeds. I like to crush mine up before adding them because it's not very pleasant to get like a whole one of these in your mouth when you're eating. So I just like to crush them up first. It's just my personal preference. You don't have to. I also like to add two different kinds of curry powder. The type is not really that important. I guess you could just add whatever your favorite brand of curry is. You don't have to add two different kinds, but I've just over time found that it gives like a more, I don't know, deeper flavor, like more depth of flavor. So I like to use a light colored curry, and then a darker colored powder as well. And then once I add my curries, I add ginger powder. So ginger is essential in curry if you want to avoid your belly running, okay? And yes, that means the runs. If you don't want to be on the toilet next day, put some ginger powder in your seasonings, or you could also just break off a piece of fresh ginger and put it in the pot to cook down with it. But I just prefer using the powder. It's just easier to me. Next up is a little bit of green seasoning. This adds a lot of flavor. You can find it in your local Caribbean grocery store, or you can check out my food playlist where I do show you how to make it yourself. So once you add that, you're going to give your chicken a really good massage and get all those seasonings in all the nooks and crannies, massage it really well, and then move on to your fresh seasonings. So for fresh seasonings, I'm going to add some onions that I roughly chopped. I'm also going to add a sprig of fresh thyme and some scallions. And once again, massage that all in, give it a good rub down, and then cover it with saran wrap and let that marinate. Ideally in the fridge overnight, but for as long as possible because we all busy and we got stuff to do. Next step is to burn the curry, and this is another word that we don't actually mean literally, like we're not burning it technically, but to burn the curry just means to cook it in hot oil until the flavors open up, the aromas and the flavors open up, and the graininess is cooked out. So I like to do that on high heat in oil with a couple of cloves of garlic until it cooks out, and then I can add my chicken in and give it a nice sear on either side. Be sure to take those garlic cloves out of the oil before you add your chicken because again, we don't literally mean burn it. And as you guys know, garlic will burn, so make sure you get those out first. Add your chicken and you're going to let that sear and get a little bit of color on it, maybe for about 20 minutes. Come back and you can see it's got some nice color. So I'm gonna add some more seasoning, some more onions, some more garlic, fresh garlic, and I'm also gonna add the rest of the seasonings from that basin that I had seasoned the chicken in because we don't want any of that flavor to go to waste. And speaking of which, that includes, the residue on the base end. So I'm taking it over to the counter, filling it with boiling water from my kettle and sort of swishing it around to pick up all of those seasonings and adding that water into the pot just to top it up. So I let that cook for a little bit longer, checking periodically and stirring and just making sure that the water level is okay. At this point, I'm going to top it up a little bit more with boiling water, add some carrots, give it another stir, and then allow it to cook for another 20 minutes. This is 20 to 30 minutes later. I'm going to be adding some potatoes. I cut up, I think it was about two large Irish potatoes. I'm adding that in. And then I also like to add some parsley because I just like the color that it gives, the color contrast with the green and yellow. I know parsley doesn't have much flavor, but we also eat with our eyes. So I just really like adding a lot of parsley. And of course, the way I finish every single dish, Scotch bonnet. So you can cover that, let it cook until the potatoes almost disintegrate on their own, and then you're done. Depending on the island you're from, traditionally Caribbeans, we eat this with either roti or white rice. As a Jamaican, it's white rice for me, but we like variety in this household. Keisha is Trini. I cook my I cook my rice with some butter and some salt, and it's delicious. Hope you enjoy, guys. Definitely try it and let me know how you like it.